When you hear North Korea, your brain probably jumps straight to two things: nuclear tests in total isolation. They can launch intercontinental ballistic missiles capable of crossing oceans. They run state-backed hacking syndicates that siphon billions from global crypto exchanges. Yet, walk through the streets of Pyongyang, and you'll see everyday citizens swiping on modern smartphones, watching flat-screen TVs, and riding electric bikes. So, what is the actual truth behind their technology? Does this isolated nation really manufacture its own microchips, the bedrock of the modern digital world? Or is their entire high-tech economy just an elaborate illusion? Let's break down the bizarre, highly engineered reality of North Korea's tech ecosystem. To understand any modern tech power, you have to look at one thing: semiconductors. And the short, definitive answer here is no. North Korea cannot manufacture modern microchips. Their only known fabrication facility, the Pyongyang Semiconductor Factory, is a relic built with Soviet assistance back in the 1980s. Its manufacturing capabilities are stuck in the micrometer era, roughly 35 to 40 years behind the cutting-edge 3-nanometer silicon rolling off Western and Asian assembly lines. So where does all their silicon come from? For consumer electronics, every single processor powering North Korean tablets and smartphones comes straight from budget Chinese original design manufacturers, brands like MediaTek, Rockchip, or Allwinner. For advanced weaponry, this is where things get wild. When international investigators reverse-engineered debris from North Korean ballistic missiles, they found something shocking. The guidance systems were packed with off-the-shelf, commercial-grade microchips manufactured in the US, Japan, and Europe. North Korea simply acquires these consumer chips through illicit shell networks, rewrites the firmware, and retrofits them into precision-guided weapons. In the consumer space, North Korea relies heavily on a strategy known as SKD and CKD: import the parts, assemble them locally, and slap on a domestic brand. Smart TVs and LED displays. Popular domestic brands like Acom or Samjeon use display panels and circuit boards imported directly from China. But there's a catch. The hardware tuners inside these TVs are physically modified at the factory. They're locked strictly to state broadcast frequencies, making it virtually impossible for citizens to scan for foreign signals. Tablets and office tech. Tablets like the Ulam and Ryunghung are common among students in the urban middle class. They run modified versions of Android on cheap ARM processors. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth modules are either ripped out entirely or permanently disabled by custom firmware. Home appliances, refrigerators, washing machines, and rice cookers feature locally molded plastic casings and sheet metal stamped in Pyongyang factories. But the complex compressors, inverter motors, and digital control boards, all imported quietly through cross-border trade. Mobility, their domestic car company, Pyonghwa Motors, mostly rebadges, vehicles, and kits imported from Chinese manufacturers. Meanwhile, electric bicycles have quietly triggered a micro-mobility boom in major cities, giving citizens a reliable way to get around despite sporadic public transit. Smartphones are everywhere in urban North Korea, but the software running on them is an entirely different beast. A stripped-down Android. They take Google's open-source Android codebase, strip away every single Google service, and bake in proprietary surveillance tools. Mandatory cryptographic signatures. If you plug an SD card into a North Korean phone to play an unapproved song or video, the operating system simply deletes it. Every file must carry a government-issued digital signature to execute. Hardware watermarking. This is their most sophisticated software feat. Whenever a file, photo, or document is opened on an unauthorized device, or their Linux-based Red Star OS, the system quietly embeds the device's hardware serial number right into the file's metadata. If a document leaks across 10 different users, state security can trace the exact chain of distribution down to the physical device. Closed-loop fintech. They don't use Visa or global payment networks. Instead, they've deployed domestic prepaid smart cards like Nari and Koryo, alongside proprietary QR code payment apps for retail and public transport. Because of rolling blackouts and chronic resource shortages, North Korean tech has evolved in uniquely adaptive ways. The balcony solar revolution. Because the state power grid is notoriously unstable, Almost every urban apartment balcony is fitted with a small, Chinese-made photovoltaic solar panel hooked up to a motorcycle battery. It's a completely decentralized way to keep LED lights on and phones charged. Coal-to-chemical engineering. Cut off from steady crude oil imports, they rely heavily on domestic industrial chemistry to convert abundant coal reserves into synthetic fertilizers, fuels, and vinylon, a rigid synthetic fiber that has become the country's signature national textile. North Korea may lag far behind in commercial tech, but underestimating their technical capability is a massive mistake. Instead of chasing consumer luxury, they funnel their top intellectual talent strictly into asymmetric vectors. 1. Elite algorithmic talent. Top students from Kim Chek and Kim Il-sung universities regularly score near-perfect marks in international competitive programming platforms like Codeforces. 2. State-sponsored cyber warfare. Groups like the Lazarus Group are among the most lethal threat actors in the world, specialized in breaking DeFi bridges, exploiting zero-day vulnerabilities, and funding national programs with stolen cryptocurrency. 3. Strategic propulsion. They have mastered solid-fuel missile staging and nuclear warhead miniaturization under the most airtight sanctions regime on Earth, a feat of reverse engineering and mechanical ingenuity that continues to stun defense analysts. At the end of the day, North Korea's tech scene is a masterclass in contradiction. At the consumer level, they are fundamentally dependent on imported Chinese hardware and clever rebranding. At the software level, they have built one of the most airtight, self-contained digital surveillance ecosystems on the planet. And at the strategic level, they sacrifice consumer innovation entirely to build an asymmetric arsenal that keeps the rest of the world on edge. How do you view North Korea's strategy of technological survival? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button if you learned something new, and make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden corners of global tech.